Hey, what is up, guys? It's Gage from ARG, and today we're going to be talking about, for the third season of ARG, we have a brand new ARG format that's been released for the first event coming up, which is Indianapolis, September 24th. It's that weekend of September, in the 20s. I don't know what it is exactly, but that is the first event coming up, and this is going to be played under the brand new ARG format list, which has been updated. So, with the new announcement of the list, we also have finally a schedule, as the list has just been updated after every event, really. But now it's been changed to the first Monday of each month, as you can guys read right there. I'll leave a link down in this article below, but I'm going to go through the list, and I'm going to go through the changes that have been made, because there's quite a few of them, and this is, I think, going to toss things up a little bit. So I'm going to go through the list with you guys, and I'll give my thoughts on what I think about the list. So for banned cards, we have Raigeki as well as Apocryph 4 Towers. Restricted to 1, we have Necros of Unicorn, Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. Not the Necros of Trishula, that thing's banned in this format. And then we have restricted to 2, Compulsory Evacuation Device, 1-for-1, Elemental Hero Bubbleman, El Shaddoll Fusion, and Monster Gate. And then we have no longer restricted to Breed Dragon, Rescue Bunny, Trag, and Artifact Morale Tag. So if you guys want to read ARG's actual thoughts on their changing on the list and everything and why they did it, it's all down below here. I'll link you guys down below to the article. But I didn't have a say-so in any of this, because I'm not a part of the committee that actually makes all the changes. So I'm just going to give my individual thoughts on what I think about it, and moving forward for the ARG format, what we can expect. So for the banned cards, we have Raigeki as well as Apocryph 4 Towers. It says down here Raigeki is banned because mass removal is kind of, there's enough with Dark Hole at 3 in this format, and Raigeki is a really tempo swing card, where when you play it clears only your opponent's board and not yours. So I guess that was a big enough tempo swing in their eyes that it made the card unbalanced and just made it unfair. Now, granted, the card, people don't really look at it and say, oh, it needs to get banned in the Konami format or anything, but the card is very good. We can't really deny that, and it does cause major tempo swings in the game, where it might actually just be your chance of winning or coming back from a detrimental position. So I can agree with Raigeki being banned. I mean, I'm not really upset about it, but hey, it is what it is. And then Apocryph 4 Towers, this is one that a lot of people are going to be really happy about, because Towers Turbo, it was a deck really before this, and people were all riding like, oh, Towers Turbo, best deck for ARG format, because the Cliff Forts weren't really that hit down. The most they did, I think, was Summoner's Art to 2, I believe, which that wasn't really a lot, considering the fact that they still had Scout 2 and pretty much all the rest of their abilities with Wavering Eyes and everything. The deck was still pretty much, it was really freaking good. So Apocryph 4 Towers banned. It's just a really unfair card in the game. I'm sure everybody is in agreement with that, and I think actually it makes Cliff Fort still a deck without Towers Turbo being a deck, because Towers Turbo, I guess, it was its own entity, because Cliff Fort Towers was just so broken. So I mean, I think Cliff Fort still will have a chance. They just got to innovate a little bit and not just stick to the kind of stupid version of Towers Turbo. So I'm pretty happy about that. I'm sure everybody else is. Restricted to 1, we have Necros of Unicorn and Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. Trishula, it was coming. I mean, it's already in the Konami format, and they don't see a lot of waves being done over there. It's a cute little card to throw in, and it's something awesome to summon and get its effect off every once in a while. But it's nowhere near broken the power level of Necros of Trishula, which is now banned, because it's just a lot easier to summon, and yeah. That's why Necros of Trishula has banned, because the best deck in the format right now can play it, and it's really easy to summon in that deck, whereas playing it in a traditional Synchron deck or any deck that synchros, it is a little bit more difficult to summon. So that's fine. It's been done in the Konami format. I'm sure we're not really that upset about it. And then Necros of Unicorn at 1. This is surprising, because now we have, in the ARG format, Shrit at 1, Necros of Unicorn at 1, and Necros of Trishula banned. That's a lot to be hit to Necros, and we still end up seeing the deck doing well. They tried to end up both versions of it. They banned Necros of, no, they limited Necros of Unicorn, excuse me, almost said banned, and they limited Shrit, both in separate lists, kind of test the waters, and I think the deck was definitely a lot better when Necros of Unicorn was at 3 in the ARG list. But now we have both best of both worlds. They're both limited, and hopefully I think this will actually bring down Necros down a peg or two. Well, I still think they're going to be a ridiculous deck. Of course, someone's going to innovate it and someone's going to make it good, but I think I'm really happy that now it's at 1 and Necros are finally taking the hit they deserve. To 2, we have Compulse, 1-for-1, Bubbleman, Shaddoll Fusion, El Shaddoll Fusion, and Monster Gate. Compulse, the reasoning down here was the game isn't XYZ heavy as it was before, which is understandable. This was limited when Draco Sack and everything was implemented, and the card was absolutely insane. Just being able to get advantage off of bouncing an opponent's XYZ because they dedicate 2 resources to making it. You dedicate 1 to removing it. So it was reasonable, and it coming back to 2 right now, I'm not really worried because we have Necroz, of course, being a deck where it's not good to compulse anything in that deck, and then we have Shadal's. I mean, that's really cool to compulse their fusions back, but we haven't seen Shadal's do too much. And then Burning Abyss, it's really neat to compulse back their Dantes and everything, but still, it's not as nearly as powerful as it was when bouncing back Draco Sacks or bouncing back Big Eyes and everything. So I think compulse back to 2, it's not going to do too much. No, I think it is going to be a really good trap to use, but I don't think it's going to really make anyone cry. And then we have 1 for 1 to 2. This was really cool because Synchron Structure Deck was just released, so maybe it'll help that out a little bit, but also it does help out Infernoids being able to bring out that level 1 dude from the deck and start going off and everything, which is also why Monster Gate is at 2, which is really neat. That's going to help Infernoids a lot as well. Bubbleman's at 2. They actually held a public poll on whether or not Bubbleman can come back to 2, and it was majority voted yes, it's okay. I think heroes were doing really well with Shadows at 1 and Bubbleman at 1, but now that Bubbleman's at 2, maybe they'll get even more of a boost. Bubble Beat might be coming back. That's pretty cool. El Shadal Fusion is at 2. It was at 1. I don't know, I guess. I always thought 1 was even just okay because once you get it in play, you just keep cycling it, and it doesn't matter because you're just going to keep getting it back with your fusions regardless. So I don't know. I think that's pretty cool. I guess you can draw into another copy or something, but nothing really notable to talk about there. No longer restricted. Debris Dragon, the Rescue Bunny, Trag, and Artifact Morale Attack. Artifact Morale Attack is probably one of my most personal favorite cards to actually come off this list. I'm glad ARG decided to do it because this deck, the hat in general, or the artifacts in general, I believe there is a really high skill cap to them where you have to know when to actually trigger your artifacts and use them appropriately. And I'm sure when used correctly, the cards are absolutely ridiculous. They're detrimental. But I think in the wrong hands, they're just not that good. And I think having a Artifact Morale Attack at 3 will actually promote a lot more skill-based deck play, or a lot more people that can play skillfully a hat deck or play with resources really well will actually come to light a little bit. Or even just the pro players might start going back to that and complete wreck face with it because they're pro players. They know what they're doing. Trag's at 3. Gores is at 3. Okay. Rescue Rabbit's at 3. This is really neat because I think Rescue Rabbit was at 2 in this format. I'm not quite sure about that. I think it was, but that's really neat. No, it was definitely at 2, actually. The inaugural list actually made it at 2. I got myself, don't worry. So, with Rescue Bunny at 2, there wasn't really anything going on with Rescue Rabbit having it at 3. Maybe we'll see something. I hope. Actually, that'd be really neat. I really like Rescue Bunny at 3, but I don't think it's going to do too much. And then Debris Dragon at 3. This is cool for Synchrons and everything. Not really anything to talk about there. I think it was at 2. Nobody batted 9. Nobody still played it. Now it's a 3. Cool, I guess. So that's the ARG format moving forward for Indianapolis, coming up in about roughly 2 weeks. And I'm really excited to see what goes on. I'm going to probably be watching the stream myself because there's going to be a lot of new decks, I think, that are going to come up where, like, now it's pretty much an even playing field. I can't really say that because I know someone's going to find a way to break the format, but it looks to me like it's a pretty even playing field for a lot of decks to come out and really show up and look really cool. So if you guys want to watch the stream, that's going to be happening. I actually have the date right here. It's September 26th and 27th. I don't know why, but I didn't bother looking at that. But if you guys want to watch that, that's going to be on Twitch. And if you guys want to follow our Twitch stream, I always link it to you guys at the end there so you guys can actually pay attention to the outro when I go through it. So, yeah. If you guys like the video, be sure to like the video, thumbs up the video, how much express you enjoy the video. If you want to buy or sell product, if you want to attend high-low events, and if you want to read articles from the toppest of top players, all3outagames.com is your place to go check out. Be sure to like our Facebook fan page and subscribe to our Twitch stream if you haven't already. But as always, I thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Catch you guys next time. Gage from ARG, signing out.